Thank you so much to ZocDoc for sponsoring this episode of Making Moves. ZocDoc is a free app that shows you doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them. Go to ZocDoc.com/moves, that's MOVES, and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then start your search for a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/moves. ZocDoc.com/moves. Thank you so much to Rocket Money for sponsoring this episode of Making Moves. Rocket Money is an app that shows all your subscriptions in one place and then cancels for you whatever you don't still want. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't even know you were paying for. You may even find out you've been double charged for a subscription. To cancel a subscription, all you have to do is press cancel, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Get rid of useless subscriptions with Rocket Money now. Go to rocketmoney.com/TK. Seriously, it could save you hundreds per year. That's rocketmoney.com/TK. Cancel your unnecessary subscriptions right now at rocketmoney.com/TK. Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Making Moves. I'm here with my dear friend Davis.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited that you're here because I know we have similar energies.
Yes, such similar energy, and I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you so much. Will give us the 411. Davis, how did you get to where you are? What's popping in your life?
What's popping in my life? So I started TikTok during quarantine, as a lot of people did. And I always wanted to do content or always wanted to make YouTube videos or do something in the social media space.
Yeah.
But I was scared of getting bullied and getting made fun of. So the plan was once I graduate college, that's when I'll start making content.
Okay.
And then COVID happened. I was locked in my room. And so school got canceled. I was a senior in high school. And I was like, this is the time. Who cares to do it? And so then I did it, and I told myself I'm gonna make this my job, even though it's not my job. I'm going to pretend like this is my job for the next until it is my job. And then it kind of just did. Yeah, that's kind of the shortest little elevator pitch I can give you.
All right. Let's get deeper though. Where did you decide to go to school? Where are you from? Give me the juicy stuff.
Yeah, the juicy stuff. I am from Houston, Texas, born and raised, and I moved to New York in August of 2020 to go to Parsons School of Design. And I don't even know if you remember this, but I have you to remember.
Yeah, I remember.
We have to listen to this because I'm so curious. I haven't, because I knew I wanted to talk about it with you. Okay. But I haven't even gone back. So here's the tea, guys. I went to Parsons in August of 2020. I started school, moved to New York during COVID. Okay. And everything was closed in New York, and
the craziest time to move there.
The craziest time to move there. And at Parsons, the first year is hard. You have to do all categories. It's brutal, all categories. Yeah. So I went to school for photography, but I had to do painting, sculpting, clay sculpture. I mean, it was beyond. I was crying every single day. I was miserable there.
Color theory, all that stuff.
I mean,
I know because I visited.
Yeah. It's no joke. They don't mess around. And then I hated it so much, and I've always been the biggest fan of TK. And I always felt like we had similar energy, and I just feel like I messaged you and asking you for your advice on what to do because I hated school so much. I was like, I wanted to move back to Texas so bad. I missed Texas.
So was this 2019?
This is 2020.
Or 2020, okay.
Yeah, this is September 2020.
Got it.
So COVID, the vaccine wasn't even out yet.
Got it.
This is primo COVID. So I messaged you because I felt you always going back to Indiana, and I was like, I don't know, I just felt like you would give me the connected. I'm so curious as to what. Can we listen to it?
Yeah.
So who wants to pull it up? You want to pull it up?
I'll pull it up. Okay, so continue the story.
So I messaged TK asking her for advice. I asked her because I wanted to transfer to go to Southern Methodist University in Dallas. Because I missed Texas. I made a mistake moving to New York. I should have stayed in Texas. What am I doing? So I messaged you. I said, what should I do? I think that's what I said, right?
Yeah. I have it right here.
And I had no followers on TikTok. You're so kind and responded to me. Oh. And I remember it was the nicest thing ever. You sent me a bunch of voice memos. It was
I sent you 4 voice memos. I'm so extra. Okay, well, it's just it makes me so happy because it just goes to show, this podcast, I preach to the choir. I'm like, guys, you never know who's going to blow up. You never know who's going to be the next big Charlie or whatever. Like, you really don't.
Yeah.
You really don't. Be nice to everyone. And thank God I was. Thank God I was. Because, I mean, you just, I don't know. I think I really resonated. There's a lot of, as you know now, you get a lot of DMs, I'm sure. But yours, the way you reached out to me was so good and, like, to the point. And, like, I could feel your story. And I think that's why I responded.
Aww.
Like, I took time to respond because it was so good and I resonated with it. Basically, like, you said exactly what you just said about you stressed out. Should I move back to Texas? Should I stay in New York? I'm having a tough time. And then I sent you audio messages. Should I play them?
Yes, I need to know what you said.
Oh my God. This is October 8th, 2020.
Wow.
Hi, Davis. Okay, I totally resonate with you. Like, when I moved from Indiana to LA, like, I literally had no friends. Like, all my friends were fake. Like, they were just, like, not people I would actually vibe with. And I felt super lonely, too. I feel so torn with the advice I give you because I almost want to be like, stick it out in New York, make it happen. But then I'm like, dude, when I visited New York in Parsons, like, I hated it. Like, it just wasn't practical. And, like, I felt like I'm kind of like you. Like, I don't want to be, like, a literal, like, painter. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my God, I hated painting.
Yeah.
In the thick of, like, the business of social media and TikTok and all of that stuff. So
I just started TikTok.
At the end of the day,
wanted to, like,
trust
do
your
it.
gut. If you feel like you want to go back to Texas and, you know, kill it there and then move to LA after, I think that's a great move. Like, that doesn't rub me the wrong way. Oh my God, I was just talking forever and I literally don't even know where it ended. But what I was saying is I feel like you might like LA more just because it's more like entertainment and social media based, where I feel like New York is a little bit more like high fashion, high end arts and stuff, which I'm not into, and I didn't find that I could like practically apply those skills.
Me trying to get you to come to LA from the beginning.
Literally.
They are a lot more real with like what I learned. Like I learned all of the Adobe Suite and just things that I like literally use every single day. But not to say that FitUp doesn't have its flaws too. If I were you, I would probably like finish up with the school in Texas and then maybe move here, try and get a job. And if you still feel like you don't have enough education, then maybe you could try out FitUp. But I don't think you'll have a problem getting a job, to be honest. There's so many like TikTok related jobs here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I sent 2 more, but I feel like we don't need to listen to them.
Get the gist.
We get the gist. Anyway, and then, wait, I need to see what you said.
What did I say back?
You were like, oh my gosh, TK, this is so helpful. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Like, the way you reached out was so perfect and sweet and to the point.
Right.
And, like, that's what makes people want to help is because, like, you're not dilly-dallying.
Yeah.
But, like, you're still, like, kind and, I don't know. I loved that. I love the way you reached out.
Oh, thank you. I was just desperate. I was truly crying. That was almost a year ago, October 8th.
That's
yeah.
a little over look at you now. Seriously, though. I mean, like, people don't people don't see that.
Right.
The year that you cried in New York now you're thriving.
Yes.
You know? And thank God, thank God that you trusted your gut and stuck through it because look what you've done in New York. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, you have made... Not that New York wasn't like an entertainment hub because it is, but it's like you made it that entertainment, like fire questions on the street. Like what a better city to do that in.
Yeah.
And you like made it your bitch in your city. How cool. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you so much.
And I'm so proud of you. That's hard. It's so hard. Can you tell me a little bit about that year in New York? Was it a year you feel like you were like struggling?
Probably a year, about 6 months to a year.
And then did you finish Parsons?
No,
you dropped out.
dropped out.
I mean, good for you.
Well, I actually transferred after that first semester. Transferred to Eugene Lang, which is a branch of the New School. It's a liberal arts college, and I was studying culture and media. And I had like radio classes and podcasting classes, and I actually really enjoyed it. It was very dated. But I really enjoyed it. But my school was so strict on attendance. If you miss more than 2 days, you auto-fail. And auto-fails I did. So I just took a leave of absence, and then I ended up not going back.
Yeah. I mean, are you happy with that decision?
I forget that school exists. I truly forget. I'm like, oh my God, all my best friends are in school, and I forget. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, the thing is you can always go back.
Always go back.
And you're living the life that you would be studying in school for.
Right.
So might as well take advantage of it. But if you're in school and you don't have it figured out yet, that's fine.
Totally fine. Oh my God. And you learn so many people skills and so much stuff through school. It's not just the curriculum itself too.
Absolutely. Well, I'm just so proud of you and so excited for you because it seems like you're very happy now.
Thank you.
Do you feel happy?
Yes, I'm very happy. I would say I'm more confident than ever. I am really like proud of my work and what I do, and I feel very fulfilled with what I do. I think it's interesting. I talk about this all the time with my friends and stuff. I think it's surprising how sometimes I'm surprised with. I thought I would be a lot happier than I am.
This is great. Okay. Let's dive into this. What do you mean?
You see people online before I started content, you think that they're the happiest they could ever be.
Yeah.
And because they're successful and they're making money and they're doing all these different
and
things.
They have the bag you want.
And they have the
car you want.
And they're going to all these cool events and they have cool friends and they have the blue check and
they
whatever.
have the apartment you want.
Yeah. Exactly. And a lot of those things like I have recently been able to achieve or like do and whatever. And it's you always want more. I've learned that you always want more, and I really literally a week ago I wrote this down. I actually made a video about it for myself. I make videos for myself to look back on.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like I make like little I don't post on YouTube, but they're like little like YouTube kind of horizontal videos. Like they're like 5 minutes or so where I just like talk about how I'm feeling and kind of just like don't hold back a little bit. And
how
like,
therapeutic.
Very therapeutic.
I mean, I do that. I just post it.
Yeah. Post it for hundreds of thousands to see.
For the world to see.
But yeah, no, and it really gets my thoughts out there because I know it's not going to go anywhere besides myself. And I like to look back at it and see my growth.
Whoa. Okay, so did you make one recently?
Literally last week.
Okay, tell me about it.
I feel like for the past year or so since I started doing content, it's like you're always chasing after something. And then I keep checking all the boxes of the goals that I want. Like for 2022, I had a list of things that I wanted to achieve. And I think I wrote about 10 things and I have achieved like 7 of them.
That's fabulous.
And like, if I look at the list a year ago, I'm like, oh my God, I achieved this. Like, it's crazy. I cannot believe that I've achieved this. But I checked, once I checked that box, like what's next?
Do you mind sharing a few of the things you've achieved?
I actually have a photo,
down?
But some of the things were verified on Instagram and TikTok.
Love.
Which I got both of them.
Fabulous. Congrats.
Thank you. Go to an award show.
Okay.
I went to the Grammys this year.
So cool.
Insane.
So cool.
Working out and healthy eating habits. I work out every day. It's changed my life. It's the one thing that I do every day, non-negotiable, that I love. And then I think another 50K on Instagram, which I got yesterday.
Oh my God!
I know.
Davis!
It is hard to grow on Instagram, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I mean.
And it's hard to grow on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's much, not that it's easy to grow on TikTok, but it is easier. Compared to the other platforms.
For sure. But I was saying, in the video, when will I ever be fully satisfied? That was kind of like the gist of, if it was a title for a YouTube video, a sit-down YouTube video, it would be, when will I ever be fully fulfilled and satisfied? I don't know.
Or like, I will never be happy, ...
I'll never be happy again, and it's a sad thumbnail.
Yeah, you're like crying, fake crying.
With a few emojis.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So you've hit a bunch of these things and now you're realizing, okay, well, that didn't fulfill me the way I thought it would.
Right.
Yeah, I've gone through this too. And go through it daily. What do you feel like you've learned from that?
I feel like I've learned that achievements and like external validation can only get you so far, and it's not going to satisfy you in your day-to-day life. What I've learned that makes me happiest is like going to the gym. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like talking to people like this, a conversation like this. Whereas like achievements and milestones and other things like that, like they're just, they're only on paper, you know?
I agree fully. So yeah, what are some of those things that you, besides going to the gym, that you feel like are genuinely make you happy?
I've learned that a lot of times I work a lot and I talk to people a lot. I interview a lot. So whenever I have downtime or free time, I'm like, I need to just relax and chill and be alone and just like huddle up in a ball and just whatever.
Rejuvenate,
which is helpful. I've also learned that through my therapist has told me this a million times. Davis, you're an extrovert, okay? You get energy by being with others. You are happiest when you're with others.
Me.
I live alone and I'm always alone. Like literally, besides when I'm working, like I'm alone. I'm with friends on the weekend, but like on the weekdays, like I am alone all day, every day. And I've learned that like that's not really that great for me. I like to talk. I feel happy. I'm happier with others. And so
can you FaceTime me, please?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay.
I actually just got your number, so
yeah, perfect.
we can chit chat all day.
Okay.
But I've learned that like I need to FaceTime my friends more, and just be with others. I don't know. It's weird, obviously, but I think I just had that realization that I am a full extrovert and I get energy. I thrive off of being with others. So
I definitely agree. But do you ever feel like because your job is like being on camera, talking to your friends, like you feel just like physically exhausted sometimes?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel not physically exhausted sometimes, but like mentally drained. It's a lot of like I would say like my job. I'm like, oh, I work all the time, whatever. But like it's not really that much. It's a lot of just mental energy. Like my brain is like always like working. You know what I mean? Like it's always on like a clock ticker or something. You know, like and whenever I'm interviewing or something like that, it's like I use a lot of brain juice, you know, to get that. I'm sure you're using a lot right now. I feel for you, and I'm like, you're doing amazing.
Thank you.
But like you're listening to me, but you're also thinking for the next question.
Yeah.
That's a lot, you know.
Thank you so much to ZocDoc for sponsoring this episode of Making Moves. If your doctor can recite every line from the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, amazing movie, by the way, but can't remember your name, it's time to get a new doctor with ZocDoc. ZocDoc makes it easy to find quality doctors in your network and in your neighborhood. Plus, with real verified patient reviews, you can find the right doctor for you. One that actually remembers your name. ZocDoc is a free app that shows you doctors who are patient reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them. ZocDoc is one of my favorite resources ever, especially if you are a new resident anywhere or you just moved to a big new city and don't really have many personal recommendations. I highly recommend using ZocDoc because it's literally as easy as ordering food or a car service. You just get on the app and you can find the perfect doctor for you and your needs and whatever you need taken care of in your network, close to you, and patient reviewed. Whether you need a gyno, a dermatologist, any of the things, I definitely recommend checking out ZocDoc because they will recommend the perfect doctor for you and your needs. Go to ZocDoc.com/moves. That's MOVES, and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then start your search for a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/moves. ZocDoc.com/moves. I was going to ask you, like, how do you go about thinking of your questions? Because I was just watching your videos. I think one of my favorite questions, my brother and I verbally, like, laughed out loud when you asked, fuck, marry, kill Starbucks pastries.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that is so random and good. That's such a good question.
Thank you.
Like, that is so good. That's what makes you stand out. How did you think of that? Or how do you think of those questions?
I think of things that I like. I've learned that I really can't talk about things that I don't really care about. So before I go out and film my show, I just literally think about things that I care about. So I was eating Starbucks while I was writing the questions, and I was like, I love this bacon Gouda. And I was like, fuck, marry, kill Starbucks pastries, because like I feel like there's so many.
Yeah.
I'm so curious.
No, that's perfect because everyone like knows them too.
Yeah,
you know. Spinach feta wrap.
There's some that you like. There's some that you avoid.
Yeah.
You know, like I've never touched the cheese Danish, but I'm curious. What are your thoughts? You know,
I've never touched it either, but it's like it's there.
It's there.
Yeah.
She's in that little clear window, but no, I never gravitate towards her.
That's
I'm
so
always
true.
baking Gouda. That's what I go for. But.
So are you like coming up with all of the questions when you're at home and then you go to Washington Square Park and then you just like fire them away, or what's the process?
The process is about like 10 minutes before I leave the house. I'm like, ooh, write them down really quickly. Yes.
Okay.
I also have an amazing helper that helps me with questions as well. When I show up, she is my coordinator. So she is helping me when I'm filming. And so she comes with questions as well too.
Fabulous.
So we kind of work hand in hand. But I learned that like sometimes with the questions that I write, not because they're better, it's because my brain is gravitated more towards those because I can talk more about those topics because I care more about the topics. Like, for example, my coordinator that helps me write questions came with something about the other day about Nintendo games when you were little. And my videographer was like, that's amazing. Like, I think that's so fun because I loved Nintendo growing up. And I was like, I don't really think so because I didn't really do that growing up. And I don't really think I could interview someone about that.
So you wouldn't really have a good follow-up question.
No follow-up. The follow-up questions are so important.
Well, you're so good at it. Have you ever like interviewed people? Like, I feel like we don't see this part where they just like give a flop answer and then you're like, okay, I don't know what to say, or like, or do you always kind of turn it around?
Honestly, I try to turn it around.
Okay.
People ask me like how many interviews are like flops, or like how many do you do and how many actually get posted. Typically, every single person I talk to gets posted.
Oh, that's great. Well, I feel like people are recognizing you like crazy now too. So they're excited to be on camera. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like extra excited.
Yeah, the energy has definitely changed from the first time I started filming, when 5% of people would talk to me. Now it's like probably 95% of people will talk to me, which is it makes my job a lot easier.
I'm sure. So I want to talk about the beginning process. So you have a show called What's Poppin', and you go to Washington Square Park or anywhere in New York now?
Washington Square Park.
Okay, Washington Square Park, and interview people like on the fly questions.
Right.
How did you come up with this idea, and how did it come to fruition? Like, did you hire your friend to be your videographer? Did you pay them immediately? Was it for free at first? Like, give me the tea.
So the show, I have a personal TikTok as well, and at the time I was doing heavy comedy skits and like impersonations, and I grew a following through that. And this was when I was living in New York, crying every single day.
Mood.
And I got a DM from this guy who works at a content like agency, like a media agency, and he said that he had a great idea for me, and that he wanted to call me in for a meeting to go to the office.
Shut up.
Yeah. He's kind of famous. He had a blue check and everything. But it was cool.
Okay.
And so I saw the blue check. It was a blue check DMing me. I had like 1,000 followers on Instagram. A blue check is in my DMs.
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
I am coming into your office tomorrow. Like, I was so excited. Yeah. So I went in for a meeting at this office. I was like calling my dad beforehand. Like, I was freaking out. I wore like khaki pants and like my barber jacket. Like, I was ready to go.
Obviously.
Came in full force. I was like ready for my meeting, and they kind of pitched the idea of the show to me. But it was a little bit different. They pitched it more. They wanted it in like Soho and like that area, but and it was more of a game show. So like Truth or Dare, Never Have I Ever.
Got it.
All of those kind of fun little games. And they asked me, "Are you comfortable talking to strangers?" And I was like, "Absolutely."
Yeah, you're like, "Are you kidding me? I do that every day by myself just for no reason."
No, I was completely lying. Actually,
really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't talk to strangers that often, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I randomly do. I don't shut up.
Best friends with the damn barista.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
I am now. I do that now. But at the time, not really as much. And they were like, okay, awesome, whatever. And then literally I left the meeting. I got a call like the next day, and they're like, we want you to do it. And read up a contract and whatever. It kind of took a few months to get everything settled, but then I started in February of 2020.
So did they give you a videographer and whatnot?
Gave me everything.
And they decided to call it What's Poppin'?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Got it. So are you still with them?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know this.
Yeah.
That is fascinating. Okay,
yeah.
now are you?
Oh, so then when we started the show, we did the game show kind of vibe, and immediately I did it for like 2 weeks, and I was like, no. I was like, I want to do random questions. I want to do like stuff that I care about. I don't know, and I want to be more personable. I don't really like the game show vibe. And they're like, let's try it out and let's see. And so I tried it, and then like immediately within a week, like the videos were popping. No pun intended.
They were literally popping. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is so fascinating. So how cool that happened to you.
So cool. I got like scouted. Really, really honestly cool.
I mean, prime example, like say yes, be a yes man. So just take any opportunity. And then if you don't like it, you don't have to move forward. But okay, so now where does like the contract lie? Like, do you get paid from this? I'm like, I want to know the 411. Give me the business.
So I'm an employee and like a talent for the show.
Okay.
And then I get percentages of the partnerships that I do on the show.
Okay.
And then like sometimes if I have to film more, then I'll get paid more. It just depends.
Are you allowed to do like random on the fly questions on your own personal TikTok?
I don't have a non-compete with them, so I can do whatever. It's very yeah.
Oh my gosh, so fun. I mean, how cool that you have. I feel like that would be my greatest struggle if I were to be like, okay, I want to go on Hollywood Boulevard and like, do a show, like being like, okay, who do I hire? I want to make sure they're good, but I want to pay them well. Like, so you don't have to, the company pays for the videographer and the coordinator.
Yes.
That is so lit.
And I have a producer who schedules all of our schedules together and does it all for us. So he's like, my videographer is free on Monday. I'm free on Monday at 3, but he's not available till 3:30. So I'm like, okay, I can do 3:30. It's like he schedules it all. So it's easy.
Oh my God, I love that for you.
Yeah.
I'm really... like, I need that. I need all that. Wow. Okay, who do you feel like is most valuable on your team?
My manager, Silvana, back there. She is
Shout
the
out
best.
the manager.
Anyone that asks me a question about basically anything, I say, ask Silvana.
Yeah.
She knows more about my life than I do. But no, she's amazing. She does it all.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. Okay, so back to What's Poppin'. I want to ask you some What's Poppin' questions.
Okay. Oh my God, fun.
Is that okay? Yeah. So some of my favorites that you've done.
Are these my questions?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I stole your questions.
What's actually so funny is I'm surprised at how, like, when people ask me my questions,
you're like, I don't know.
I'm like, I have no idea. How do these people answer? Oh my God.
The people on your interviews, like the people that you're interviewing, they have great answers. Also, you don't edit anything, right? You have an editor?
Yes.
For the What's Poppin' show? Okay.
I am basically like a second editor because I am the pickiest person when it comes to my videos. Yeah, but like it's a back and forth. I'm like, this 0.3 seconds, take it off. Take it out.
That's good.
Like, yeah. So it's very like hands-on, but yeah, she's amazing.
Is it mostly you trimming like the timing?
The timing,
okay.
Yes, because timing on TikTok is crucial.
Comedic timing.
Yeah, comedic timing, all that kind of stuff is very, very crucial. And then just like stuff that's like what does the viewer need? What do they need to know? What do they not need to know? Like there's certain details where it's like they don't need to know that, so just take it out.
Yeah.
I always think like less is better and just get to the point.
I agree. Wow. Okay, What's Poppin'? Let's play it.
Okay.
What are you procrastinating right now?
Ooh,
This is such a good question, Davis. I'm stealing
it. Yeah. The girl that I asked this to, she's like, I'm procrastinating. I don't even know what she said. She talked about getting a back tattoo. I'm, what's it called? Deflecting.
You're deflecting?
Yeah. Oh, I'm procrastinating cleaning my apartment. It is a nightmare in there. Like beyond. Like
Tornado
it is Carrie,
went through there?
Tornado went through there. Carrie Bradshaw's second home. Like it is.
Oh, okay.
Sweaters in the oven. Like it is. It's extreme. It's very much extreme. And I mean, my and also there's lots of hardware stuff I need to fix too. Like my lights are flickering. My shower head is kind of off. Like it's a lot. I'm not a handyman, so
yeah,
I need my dad to come to New York and help me.
Exactly. That's what our future significant others are for.
Oh, you best believe it.
Yeah, we love a guy that can change a tire. Okay, fuck, marry, kill holidays. Halloween's about to happen.
Okay.
Fuck, marry, kill holidays.
We are going to Merry Christmas. Most wonderful time of the year. She's consistent. She's fun, and everyone can celebrate the holidays. You know what I mean? It's good vibes. I'm going to fuck Valentine's Day. I mean, come on.
I love the pink and red. It's like cute.
Box of chocolates. Like,
it's sexy.
It's sexy. Get me a hotel room. Run me a bubble bath. Like, we're having a night.
Rose petals on the bed.
You get it. You get the gist. And then we are killing, you're going to hate me, Halloween.
Oh.
And my reason being, and I have a whole spiel about Halloween, about how much I hate it, but I'm not going to get too much into it. But the reason is I need one costume. One. I do not need 4.
I know, it's annoying.
It's the most, it's supposed to be fun. Why has it become so stressful for me?
I think it's stressful because in your head you're like, well, if I'm going to get dressed, I need to do content and blah, blah, blah. And then I'm working instead of having fun and blah, blah, blah. But that is a part of the job, so you can't complain.
Yes. I have my costume right now. It's my Elton John costume. And then I'm like, but what am I going to be on Friday, though? I don't know. Like, I'm happy with my one costume and whatever.
I think, though, although I will say, I think for everyone, it's even more stressful because of social media. Because even, like, people who aren't content creators, they're like, well, I want to get a photo in mine, so it needs to be extra good and blah, 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 blah. And I want to make a TikTok and blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like...
It's become a content fest.
And then you can't wear the same costume every night, which we used to.
I know. You used to wear it every night of the weekend.
Exactly.
I honestly want to do that. Go back to my old ways and just wear.
You should rock, I think, Elton John the whole weekend. That would be sick. I love the Elton John
like
idea.
That. Yeah, let's do it.
Just be like, I'm Elton John, of course. That's it.
Duh. Well, actually, I'm Harry Styles as Elton John.
Oh, obviously. Yeah. Harry Styles has Elton John. But Elton John actually wore that.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. So did Harry Styles on Halloween 3 years ago, and it was iconic.
I think I know the photo.
Yeah.
Anyway, hot or not, Black Friday?
Not. The sales are not that good.
I kind of agree.
Mm-hmm. I can get my Bath and Body Works candle another time of year.
Yeah.
You know? It's not that good. They have sales all year round. Everything is like 20% off. Like you get that in the summer sale. You know what I mean? Yeah, kill. It's a fun experience though if you go with your family. Like it's fun. I used to do it like every year with my fam, and it's fun.
I think it used to be more fun when like everyone would go in person, but now because it's like the online sale starts like 2 weeks before, I'm like, is it even Black Friday? It's literally like November is the whole like month of the sale. Like it's like, you know? Anyway, unpopular opinion about New York.
I would say it's way more lonely than people talk about, which I feel like people do talk about that a lot. I'm trying to think of something really unpopular. I never can relax. Like no one can relax there. You know what I mean? Like everyone is always doing something. Oh, an unpopular opinion too is like, it's really hard to like see your friends. Is that even an unpopular opinion? I don't know. Is it? Not really.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like that one, the last one's good. It's hard to see your friends because I would assume it's easy because it's like you can walk everywhere or like
no,
subway.
It isn't. It's hard because I mean like the subway everywhere you try to go to it's like 15 minutes, which in LA y'all like it's nothing, but like that's a lot in New York. Like you have to like get on the train, do the whole thing, walk, whatever. Everything's just like a lot of work, like physical work to get there.
At the end of the day, it is physically more hard to do than like getting your car in Texas and driving 5 minutes.
I love my car.
Yeah, and with a parking garage or with a parking spot, not parking garage. I'm like in city mode.
Yeah.
LA though, it's like literally 45 minutes to hang out with your friends driving. It's awful. Yeah.
Wow.
You really have to schedule. Like nothing's convenient. You have to schedule like 2 or 3 weeks in advance when you're gonna hang out with someone, and then you're probably gonna cancel. So then it's like you have to schedule the 2 weeks. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, T on LA. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, it's so fun. Like you just drive around and just hang out with your friend. Like it's just like, I'm so chill here.
Well, the thing is if you live near all of your friends, that is convenient. But like I don't, a lot of my friends don't. So and then it's like, you know, there's events in West Hollywood that I have to go to. There's an event in Santa Monica, which like, don't get me wrong, I love living here. It's just, the traffic is annoying.
Right.
And we don't have the subway. So whatever. Who lives rent free in your head?
Bella Hadid.
Why?
I don't know. I'm like, would Bella wear this? I don't know if Bella would wear this. I'm not sure. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like Bella would.
I feel like she would, right? Bella Hadid, you know, everything. I'm like, she makes everything chic, you know? Mm-hmm. Pizza and pajamas. Like, she makes it chic.
Uggs.
Yeah.
The platform.
I'm like, Bella Hadid does it, so will I.
Bella Hadid seems so surprisingly nice.
Yes.
Like you would think because she's like, you know, Victoria's Secret model, like I'm too cool, I'm too hot for everyone. She seems like the kindest human. Like I feel like I would be comfortable going up to her and being like, hi, I'm such a fan, you're amazing. And she would be like, oh, thank you. Yeah. Like, so like she seems like a really nice person.
And the tea on her too is I've heard that she is the easiest model to work with.
Wow.
Yes. Like she is the kindest, most amazing. Whenever she go for like runway shows, she walks in as if she's any other model that are there as well.
Oh my God.
She gets her makeup done by her, like with the girls. Like she doesn't have her own private area. A lot of models, like once you get really, really famous, you're backstage at Fashion Week, like they have their own private areas where they'll get ready. Because they're so famous and whatever. Bella gets ready with the girl. She's hanging out with, you know, she's.
I love Bella.
Yeah, we love her.
Shout out Bella.
Shout out Bella Hadid. I love you.
Her in that white paint. The show.
Incredible.
I was blown away by that fashion show. And she's so hot.
So hot. And she worked her ass off that fashion week, this fashion month.
Oh my gosh. She was like slaying the house down boots. I was blown away.
Incredible.
Love her. Slay, Bella. Okay. What is your love language?
Words of affirmation.
Me?
Yeah. I love to be told amazing things about myself. Kidding, no, but like I do even like with friendships and like with work. Like I love even I love constructive criticism too. Like I love to like tell me how it is. Like tell me how you feel, you know? And especially with like partners in romance, like you know, if like I love when they say kind things to me, you know.
Well, just words mean a lot to you.
Words mean a lot to me. Yeah.
I would agree with that. Top 3 questions to ask on a first date.
Ooh, so good. I'm not really the best to give dating advice because I've been dating for like the past year. Never had a consistent man, but it's okay. It's fine.
That's fine.
All good.
I feel like that's so normal though.
It's very normal. Yeah. But 3 questions to ask on a first date. I would say, well, in New York, what neighborhood do you live in? Like that's always a good one. At any event or anything you go to in New York, like you always just like talk about like what neighborhood do you live in? Like I'm in West Village. Like you're in East Village. Oh, that's fun. Like you know, that's fun. But I feel like I would already know that by the time I go on that date because we had already chatted on Hinge or whatever.
Thank you so much to Rocket Money for sponsoring this episode of Making Moves. I don't know about you guys, but I'm currently entering my money saving era, and this is a new thing for me, and I think everyone in their 20s should be doing the same. Basically, I was going through all of my statements the other day, and I realized how many forking subscriptions I have that I didn't even realize, and I don't even use them, and it's just wasting money. I have so many random workout subscriptions. I don't really use that much. They all just pile up and I'm spending so much money that I could be using elsewhere or investing. And that is why I love using Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. Rocket Money is an app that shows all your subscriptions in one place and then cancels for you whatever you don't still want. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't even know you were paying for. You may even find out you've been double charged for a subscription. To cancel a subscription, all you have to do is press cancel and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Get rid of useless subscriptions with Rocket Money now. Go to rocketmoney.com/TK. Seriously, it could save you hundreds per year. That's rocketmoney.com/TK. Cancel your unnecessary subscriptions right now at rocketmoney.com/TK.
I want to talk a little bit about Hinge.
Yeah.
Is Hinge your favorite?
Hinge is my favorite for sure.
Interesting.
For sure.
Okay. See, I definitely had a Bumble phase, but now I'm like back on the Hinge grind. I feel like my algorithm was a little off with Hinge, and now it's like back. They're serving me good guys, finally.
Yeah. Hinge has never let me down. I've only dated guys from Hinge. I've never gone out with anyone from Tinder, anyone from Bumble, anyone from Raya.
Okay.
Raya, you match, you just don't even talk to each other. Like, what's the deal with that?
I've only gone on one Raya date.
How'd that go?
We're not seeing each other, so there's that.
There's the answer.
I will say Hinge, though, like, I feel like they give me realistic people I would actually date.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
What I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why I like Hinge. That's why I like it so much.
Hinge is great.
Hinge is great, and they have the prompts. Like
it's like the LinkedIn of dating apps.
LinkedIn of dating apps. I get to see it all. What neighborhood do you live in? I am not doing long distance. You know what I mean? Like you get to see how tall they are. Like you get to know a lot of details.
Thank God. That's what screwed me on Raya is they don't say how tall they are.
Yeah. It's only short guys on
and
it.
Height's important, literally. Okay, I want to talk to you a little bit about like your dating app journey. Like, what do you feel like is successful from like? I feel like it's hard once you match with someone, then you do the dilly-dallying. Like, how do you get to the date?
Right.
In your head.
Especially
with like you're talking to other men, so like who makes the plan?
Yeah. It's always complicated because no one really knows. There's no rule book. There's no one really telling us what to do.
Yeah.
And also, you never really know, especially with gay guys, you never really know what their intentions are. There's so many different things. Like, some people are on there just to find friends. Some people are on there just to hook up. Some people are on there to date.
The gays are crazy. They're so intense.
Intense. You don't know. Yeah, you don't know what's going on in there. So like, I'll match with a guy and like be like, oh my god, okay, new boyfriend. Like, hello.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, he just wants to, hook up, and that's it. And then it's like, oh damn, okay, on to the next, because like I'm not really about hookup culture. That's just like never been me. But for when you match with somebody,
like what's your strategy to getting like to meet in person?
Right, chit chat. Hey, hi, what's up? How are you? What are you like doing this week? What are you doing right now? And then you get into what are you doing this week or weekend? And then they kind of I don't need a pen pal. Like, I don't.
Oh, I know. I hate chatting on there. I'm just like, ask me out.
So let's chit chat, back and forth. That's it. And then what are you up to this weekend? We should get drinks.
Oh, look.
Put it on them.
Okay. We should get drinks.
See what they say.
Oh, maybe I should start saying that.
Yeah. I think the reason I do that is because I have a fear of rejection. So I don't want to be like, do you want to come on? You're like, on Friday at this time, and they're like, no. I think it's like we should get drinks, see what happens, see what they say.
Okay.
And they're like, hey, yeah, I'm free on Sunday. Let's hang out.
Okay, I usually have them ask me like, "Hey, do you want to get drinks?" And I'm like, "Sure. Where do you want to go?" And then
No.
Okay.
No, I think be bold and be like, let's hang out. Let's get to it.
Okay.
There's a reason why we match. We're going to meet. You know.
I love that.
I'm very picky with my matches. I see some of my friends are just like matching.
No, me too. I'm selective.
I take screenshots of the account and I'm like, should I match with this guy? Like I take the match very seriously.
You're like, should I match?
Should I match? What do we think?
No way. Are you serious?
Sometimes I'm like, should I match? I don't know. Because I'm ready to. I'm gonna talk to you. Like, you know what I mean?
If you're matching, you're talking.
If I'm matching, I'm like probably going to meet you in person. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I love that.
Also,
I'm not doing that. I'm like matching.
But also,
we'll see what happens.
like I got slim pickings. You know what I mean? Like the options aren't as much. Like, you know what I mean? So.
What do you mean not as much?
Like, I don't know. Like sometimes I feel like I kind of like. I'm very picky with like who I go out with. Like I kind of know what I want at this point.
What's the ideal Davis guy?
Ideal Davis guy. I like a brunette.
Oh, tall, dark, and handsome.
You get it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Works out, but not too much.
I agree. I don't like the gym rat, like
the gym rat.
Like flexing in the mirror at Equinox.
You have too much time on your hands.
Yeah, it's just also it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm like that. Like do that at home. Bro.
Do it at home. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
that's my type for sure. Yeah, it's yours too.
So gym. Right? Oh yeah, tall, dark, and handsome. Gym, but not too much gym. What do you like see them doing for work?
I don't know because I've been in two different. I've had two different mindsets where like I wanted somebody that like is in the kind of industry of entertainment and does what I do. Mm-hmm. And then I've kind of been like, I don't want that at all. I want the polar opposite. Like I've dated like an influencer and I've dated a lawyer. Like I've done
hot. No, you pull hot guys.
Thank you. Have I shown you or what?
Yeah.
Where did I show you?
At Coachella.
Oh, I wonder who.
Yeah. You don't know who I'm talking about right now?
Who? Oh my God. Stop it right now.
Hot.
Hot. Right?
He's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Coachella. I'm dead.
Now we met at Coachella.
And I was like, we were like all dancing. I was like, TK, by the way.
Yeah,
and you're like, stop.
I was like, he's so hot.
Oh my God, hilarious.
Mm-hmm. You pull hot guys.
Thank you. Uh-huh.
Okay, so a lawyer or it could be anything.
Yeah, I dated a finance bro.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done a lot of the occupations.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's go back to work stuff. I want to talk about TikTok a little. You have had the opportunity to work with incredible brands. What have been your favorite brands that you've worked with?
Some of my favorite brands I've worked with, definitely Gani, the clothing brand.
So cool. How did that come to fruition? How did that happen?
Literally, I tagged them on Instagram, and then 3 days later, they're sending me to Copenhagen.
Shut up.
Uh-huh.
Did you know that I was in Copenhagen when you went to Copenhagen?
Stop.
But
really?
I was leaving that day.
This year?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This year. I was so sad.
Damn.
I know.
Isn't it beautiful?
I am obsessed with it. It's genuinely one of the most underrated countries, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm obsessed.
It's incredible. Denmark
yeah. and Copenhagen.
Copenhagen
like itself.
They're the nicest people ever.
The fashion.
I was about to say, like, it is the most inspiring place in terms of fashion. I left there and I completely changed my style.
Same. It's so cute. And the people there are so nice. And it's so colorful and fun. And just like, I don't know. The biking, I love.
The thing about Danish fashion is it's very personal. It's very personal to what they like. Mm-hmm. Whereas I feel like, especially in America, and people dress like how other people are dressing.
Yes.
Like they're like, oh, it's at Zara. Like they have this white top that everyone's wearing. I need that.
Yeah, or like loafers are in. We're all getting loafers.
We're all getting loafers. Whereas like in Denmark, people are like, I love a bright green dress, and like no one's wearing that right now, but I want to because I like it, you know, and that's me. And that's what I've been recently dressing for me, which I feel like a lot of times, like a year ago, I would dress what I saw on Instagram. Oh, people are dressing like this. I want to dress this way. But now I'm like, I don't even like dressing that way. I'm going to dress in full color. That's what makes me happy. I'm going to dress this way. So
no, I completely agree. It kind of reminds me of Hailey Bieber's style, where it's like, you can tell she's so comfortable and it's so her, but it's like classy and chic at the same time, and still like slightly trendy.
Right.
But it's like classic pieces that are so her and she loves and is comfortable in.
Yes.
I felt like when I was there, I was like, I feel like everyone is styled by like J. Crew.
Yeah.
But like in like kind of a funky way.
Everything is funky, and I love funky. I love an outfit that makes you think.
Yes.
Like you're wearing a really nice dress with flip-flops. Where are you going? I love it.
And this, I will say, like the color and the stores and just the buildings there like are inspiring with fashion too. Like I feel like it's just so cool. So tell me about that. What did you do with them?
I took What's Poppin' to Copenhagen. I did interviews with them. This was last year in 2021. So they invited me out there. It was amazing. But
So cool.
What I love so much about working with this brand specifically, I've never enjoyed working with a brand more. Not only because I love them so much and have loved them for years, but it's one of the not few brands, but like I never felt more comfortable working with a brand. Like they truly feel like a family. Like
I love that.
Like truly, like I love the people that work there. Like they are just the nicest people, and
it makes a huge difference.
It's a huge difference. And also, I'm not like sometimes when you work with brands, it's like, oh, this is like this might be the last time I'll work with. Like, I don't know if they'll work with me again, or like I feel a little bit intimidated because they're a huge brand and it's intimidating. And also I get in there, I'm like, oh, my engagement's not that good. Like they probably don't want to work with me. Like the last ad didn't do that. You know, you get like. When you're a content creator and you post an ad, like sometimes if it doesn't perform well, you're probably like, oh, that's it. They're probably not going to work with me again. On to the next brand, you know? What with Gani specifically, they don't care about that. They truly don't. They really like find creators that fit the brand and fit their vibe, and that's all they care about. Literally, I was at the show this past year, and I was sitting next to this other creator, and she was like, "That's what I love so much about them." And I was like, "That is so true." I never feel nervous about my engagement when I'm with them. You know what I mean? Whereas like when I'm with other brands, I'm like, "Oh, my likes aren't that good."
Well, they put on the pressure too, and then they're like, "Do a make good because this didn't perform well." I'm like, "What? Like that was
kidding?
not a part of the contract." Like, imagine if my thing performed so well, and I'm like, "Do a make good, pay me more." Because it performed over my typical stuff. Like that would be crazy.
It'd be crazy,
right?
Yes.
I don't know. If you're committing to working with a creator, you should commit to that, and you know that's a risk you're taking.
That's a risk you're taking.
And it's not necessarily always the creator's fault when it doesn't perform well.
Sometimes it's the brand's fault when they make you put all these different things in the video, and you know.
Totally. Or it just it didn't land. Maybe the product isn't good. Maybe it just didn't land the way that you thought it would. Well, I love that. I think that's so important. And meeting people and making a personal relationship just makes the relationship thrive because it makes you want to post even when you don't have to.
That is the best. The best. Like
And then they're like, "Oh my God, thank you so much." It's just like it's like a relationship.
It's a relationship. They win, I win. It's a great partnership. And same with like Equinox too. Like I work with them. Like they're great because
that's so cool.
I go every day. You know what I mean? So it's just easy. You know, because it's a part of my lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly. How was it meeting Emma?
Emma Chamberlain, the nicest person alive.
So nice.
Why were we chit-chatting for 10 minutes?
Because she's so nice. And she's a chatty Cathy, I feel.
Yeah, she's a chatty Cathy. We bonded over jet lag and coffee, you know. We were just chatting. She was very, very sweet. And so what's so funny about that is I had arrived in Copenhagen and I saw that she was there on Instagram freaking out. And this was during Copenhagen.
With the same brand.
Well, okay, so I didn't know this. She didn't post who she was there with. She was just posting that she was in Copenhagen, and I was there for Copenhagen Fashion Week. So there was a bunch of brands showcasing, so I was like, who is she here with? I have no idea. And she didn't post anything about Gani. And then the Gani people, the day of the show, texted me. It was all under wraps. No one knew that Emma was there with Gani. And they texted me that morning. They're like, come to the show a little early. Like, come chit chat with us before the show. So we went like 30 minutes before the show started. And they're like, by the way, Emma is here with us. And I was like, stop it right now. If I don't meet her, I'm going to die. And they're like, no, you're going to meet her. We're gonna introduce you.
And I feel like she loved you.
And so they introduced me to her. And
did she know who you were? I'm sure she did.
She didn't, but
she doesn't have TikTok anymore.
Does she not? Yeah, I don't think she does.
Yeah,
no, she didn't. But what's so funny is she recently did a interview style video on YouTube in Washington Square Park.
Yes.
So I mentioned it to her. I was like, I saw that you did that Washington Square Park thing. I literally do that too, like all the time. She's like, dude, that's you. Like, mad respect. That is hard. And I was like, oh, thank you. Yeah, she was so nice. Really, really, really sweet.
She's fabulous.
And she was with her dad too. Really,
They're
really
so cute. Queen, I wanted to ask you, being around all these creators that have been in it for a while now, and you being one yourself, like, what do you feel like you empathize with more now being a creator that you didn't understand before you were one? Because it's like, I feel like when you're a follower and you're watching someone, it's like hard to watch creators complain about certain things.
Right.
Because you're like, shut the fuck up, you live in the nice apartment that I want to live in. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Which I get. But what do you feel like you understand more now that you're a creator?
Such an interesting question, because I grew up being the biggest like content consumer of like YouTube. Like Alicia Marie like is my everything, but like was my everything.
Yeah.
Like I went to Alfred Coffee a couple days ago and I was like literally having like an out of body experience. I was like, I cannot believe I am here right now. Like, oh my God, like Vlogmas, hi. Like, oh my God, I was freaking out.
Wait, Davis, you should come here for Vlogmas and stay with me.
Oh my God, I'd love to.
You should for like a weekend.
That'd be so
fun.
Are you doing Vlogmas?
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
You got the intro?
Not yet. I'm working on it.
Oh my God, I'd love to come. That'd be so fun.
That would be so fun. Okay.
But the question is, rephrase.
What do you feel like you empathize with about creators now? Like putting yourself on the internet is scary, but I feel like once you're doing it, you're like, okay, I understand that more.
We really put ourselves out there and we be very vulnerable and share a lot of our lives. And it sometimes can... I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm trying to think because
it's okay. Take time to think.
I'm trying to think about this because I have so many thoughts.
Well, the reason
what would be for you?
The reason I asked is because Alicia always asks me this. Like as I've grown, she asks me like periodically. She's like, "Hey, is there anything new that you like empathize with more or like you understand more?" Because prime example, like I used to give her a lot of shit when she would get her hair and makeup done, and I'd be like, come on, like you really have to like pay that. I'm like, that's crazy. You're paying like this much money to get your hair and makeup done. Like, dude, you could like spend that on something else or whatever. And now I understand that like it's a part of work and she's actually saving time because she's working from her phone and she actually has the money to do that. And it's a business expense and she does, like I just get it more.
Yes.
I get it. She doesn't have like she's preparing to record 3 podcasts. If she can, prep with her notes and think while she's doing it instead of like having to do her hair and makeup and not have to like know she's gonna look good.
Yeah.
That's something I didn't understand before and now I do.
For sure.
But at first I was like, dude, that's ridiculous. That's so expensive. You're paying like, hundreds of dollars to get your hair and makeup done. Like just do it yourself. You're so good at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then now I empathize so much more. I'm like, I get it. It sounds silly. You know what I mean? But I just understand that's more of a business choice.
Business choice. And also looking good is part of the job.
Yeah.
Part of the job.
Yes. But now I get it. Now I wish I had the budget to pay for glam every time.
I wish I did too. Glam is the best.
Oh, it's the best.
The best.
So what would be yours?
The assistant.
Yeah.
I've even like seen people being like about other creators like why do they have an assistant? That makes no sense.
That's ridiculous.
All they do is just get coffee all day and just work out. They don't do anything. That is like the number one thing. I currently don't have an assistant.
Same.
I've had one. I had one briefly before, and I might be getting one soon. But it'll change your life. I have friends that have it, and part of our job is living our lives. So for me, like I sometimes don't really have time to like on a work day. I'm like not only editing 3 different TikToks. I'm writing questions for my show. I'm getting ready for my show, picking out what I'm wearing for the show. I have to do Instagram story content. I have to Instagram post.
And by the way, you have a call with Amazon at blah 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 in the middle of all that.
You know what I mean?
That. Like,
it's a lot. Yeah.
And then you have a Zoom with Gani. Yeah. Like it's just like it is a lot.
And it feels weird to like be like it's so busy, but like it truly does get busy. And so having somebody that is done with that extra hand to help you with things. I have friends that like will film a video and then have their assistant edit it really quickly, and then while they're editing, they can film another video. You know what I mean? Like just kind of having this like a double version of yourself.
Yeah,
like
copy paste.
Copy paste. That comes in so much handy. So much in handy. Yeah. I would say that is definitely the thing.
Yeah, I remember for me too. Alicia would really like overthink about what she wanted to say on like Pretty Basic or in a video. She'd be like, I want to reword that, or like that didn't sound right. And in my head, I'd be like, no, you should just say how you feel. Like say exactly how you feel, right? And in her head, she was like, no, but that could be perceived. She's thinking about the whole world that's going to see this. In my head, I'm like, I'm just thinking of me who would see it, and I wouldn't be offended by that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not that what she was saying originally or how she actually thinks is offending anyone, but it is, I feel like now I have so much more of a bigger perspective of how could everyone in the world take this and how does this sound to everyone versus me and my like stupid little friend. You know what I mean? Because we're in a bubble. And now I have a bigger, like my eyes and my ears are much bigger, and I understand. I think before I talk more.
Think before you talk, and you really have to think about, could this offend anyone?
Especially with like cancel culture, and it's like I'm not gonna say anything like we're not bad people. I'm not gonna say anything that's cancelable, but things taken out of context can be cancelable, and I just think she made me so much more aware of like, wow, okay, taking a second to really think about what I want to say before I say it is important.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting too. I've learned a lot from creating content from my comments. You know, like a year ago, I would say something. I couldn't even give an example. I would say something, and then I would get a comment about it, being like, "Why would you say that?" Or like, "Why don't say that?" And so I've kind of like learned, you know, that, okay, that offends people. Like I've learned as I've created more, like kind of what to say, you know, like how to use my words, you know, better.
And also, you have so many more people you're dealing with, and you're empathetic to that, and you're horizons have broadened. Like, you know what I mean? You've learned and you've grown, and I think it's a great thing, actually. You consider it's kind of a blessing and a curse. Like sometimes it's like you're considering everyone's opinion, which is lovely, but also sometimes I'm like, okay, but what would I actually, you know what I mean? Like
sometimes you hold back.
You're like, I want to, exactly. I think you definitely as a creator, like sometimes hold back.
For sure.
Because you're thinking about everyone, but also I'm like, I need to do my job. It's a challenging thing, but it's also super fun, and we're very lucky.
Very, extremely lucky. Every day, so lucky.
So how are you enjoying LA?
I love LA. I've only been here for less than 48 hours.
And it's your second time here?
It's actually like my fifth time here. But I haven't.
Second time since TikTok, right?
First time since TikTok.
Wait, what?
I have not been here since I started TikTok.
Gosh.
So this is a different kind of LA. The last time I was in LA, I was touring colleges. I really was like dead set on going to school in LA. Like that was from all of high school, and then last minute it was like New York or nowhere.
Really?
Yeah, I was like dead set on going to like Loyola Marymount. Like I loved it.
You're literally like, you remind me of like Zoe 101. Like, you know what I mean? Pepperdine.
Pepperdine. I know. I almost went there too.
Yeah.
Like
you kind of look like a surfer boy.
Thank you. Yeah. That's the biggest compliment ever. You do too.
Oh, thank you.
With our bleached blonde.
Exactly. Wait, so would you ever move to LA?
I don't know. Because, I mean, I always would consider it. I love the weather here. There's everything here just as much as in New York. You know what I mean? I think with both New York and LA, I'm not leaving either. Like I'm always going to be one of them. I think there's difficulties with both. You know what I mean? Like people complain about both. I mean, like I don't know if I could do that traffic. Like an hour to get somewhere. Like that's crazy to me. Where I'm like, ooh, I can be there in 20 minutes or 10 minutes. You know?
Exactly.
But I do notice the difference in like pace here. Things move a lot slower.
Really?
Oh, for sure. Oh my God.
That's funny.
We were just talking about this. Like we were like, also I'm way less stressed here.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing I love about Southern California is like you can go to the beach, you can go to the mountains, you can go to the desert all in one day.
I love
you know?
I know it's beautiful. It really is. I'm like I want to move here kind of, but I won't. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I would promises. Love that. We're wrapping up here. I want to ask, what advice would you give someone that like wants to be you one day? They're a little Davis and they're at home and you know they're struggling or they're crying in New York or whatever. Like, what advice would you give them?
My advice for somebody would definitely be to treat it like your job from day one.
That's great advice.
From day one, like it is not just a little hobby that you have that you do once or twice a week and you'll post a video 1 week and then you will go off the grid for 2 weeks and then whatever. No, you need to post every single day. Like it's your job. Treat it like your job until it is your job. And I have friends that like that want to be content creators and I literally watch them from like a third eye view, kind of like as a follower, not as a friend, but like as a follower. And I'm like, you only post once a week. You know, I'm like, you gotta post a lot more if you want this to be your career, you know? So and that's what I did. I posted like 5 times a day for 6 months on TikTok. Like I really like like started and I didn't stop because I wanted it that badly. I think if you want it that badly, you gotta do it. And also the whole like talking in front of the camera, being uncomfortable. Audrey Peters was the one that came up with this quote, but I love like, her. Everyone thinks you're cringe until you're successful.
Yes.
Literally, it is crazy to me how many people are watching my stories now, like that went to my high school and made fun of me when I started TikTok and are swiping up on my stories now. Like, I always knew you make it. I'm like, oh, okay, hello.
Yeah.
You the captain of the football team.
Yeah.
Why? It's crazy to me, but yeah, I think everyone will think you're cringe until you're successful, and just make content for yourself. Like make content that you enjoy. If you enjoy like watching lifestyle videos, or then create that kind of content. Don't create content that doesn't feel like you.
Totally. And then do you feel like in regards to TikTok, like what do you think is the key to blowing up on TikTok? Like obviously be yourself, obviously post a lot, but do you think like you need to post 2 to 3 times a day, or like, do you have any rules people should live by?
Rules
or follow?
I think in the beginning when you're starting out, be consistent as possible. Consistency is like the most important thing.
It's like even like me with my
1-2 times a day.
Okay.
Yeah, I would honestly do that. If you're trying to grow your account, for sure. For me, like with my account, my personal account, like I kind of like haven't posted as much anymore. And like I've noticed that my views fluctuate more than they did when I was posting every single day and being really, really consistent. I've noticed with my show too, like the views have really stayed like the same because we have not missed a day for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you post one day?
One a day. Yeah.
One a day? Wow. That's fabulous. I need to be better at that with TikTok. Yeah. I just like throw it up there and see what happens.
I mean, honestly, your TikToks are great.
Oh, thank you.
I love your TikToks. I like your TikToks a lot too because there's 2 ways to go about TikTok. You can do it like a fun, casual posting, whatever, or you can go like the more professional, high editing route. And like people like both. I think what works really well is like the candid, using the app, using the features, using the sounds.
Yeah.
For me personally, I like struggle with that. I love
really?
I really like love creating like on my computer, making a vlog and like really like putting.
You would be such a good YouTuber.
Thank you. I would love to be, but like it's hard because I have to do like vertical vlogging and then I don't know.
Trust me, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
I want to though. I really do.
I'll help you.
I have a vlog camera and everything. I have the G7X.
Come for Vlogmas. Do
Come
Vlogmas.
for Vlogmas. I don't know if I could do Vlogmas, but that would be fun though.
Yeah, it's challenging, but you can do it. And what are you doing to make moves right now?
What am I doing
in your life
to make moves? I'm saying yes to new opportunities. I'm saying yes to things that are putting me outside of my comfort zone.
Have any examples for us?
I recently just started doing a new radio job.
So cool.
Yes, so that's kind of been a different outlet for me. It's been really, really fun. Yeah, I love that. That's what I'm doing to make moves right now.
Awesome. I love that. Well, Davis, where can everyone follow you? It's been such a fun time having you on the show.
Thank you.
Where can everyone follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Davis Burleson. And if you want to see my show, it's What's Poppin' Show on TikTok and Instagram.
It's the best show on TikTok. You guys have to follow it and follow Davis. He's the best. And don't forget to make someone's day this week. Bye, guys. Love you.
Bye.